Hey guys, it's Big Sexy with Big Sexy Outdoors. If you guys are looking for your bucks to be big and sexy like me, I recommend you go out and get yourself some Big Sexy by Domain. This product is filled with radish, turnips, and kale, and other vegetation to keep the deer coming back all season long. Go out to your local Tractor Supply and purchase some today. Big Sexy by Domain.
The sun peeks over the horizon. Your excitement builds. The animals in the field start to stir. The forest comes alive with sounds. The sunlight glimmers off the lake, and the mountains start to shed their morning fog. So load up your favorite ammo, grab a few buddies, and head out to make some memories. And tell the rest of the world that you've gone hunting. Gone hunting is a 1 to 4 player game of family fun where you build a unique hunting ground, scout different animals, buy weapons and gear, and roll dice to hunt. Complete objectives and try not to miss. So let's load up the truck and back gone hunting today. See you in the field. Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, Chris? How are you?
All right. That's right. Back gone hunting today. We need what the heck are we at now? Let me see. We need 386 yet till we get funded. We got about 2 weeks to go. So if you haven't gotten your copy yet and you wanted to get one, no better time than now.
Absolutely. I'll be hopping in on that here pretty soon. I'm just trying to design a custom card and go from there. So
Yeah.
that's awesome, though. It's taken off. I mean, just in a week.
Yeah.
What, 1,600 and change? I mean, that's pretty darn good in just a week, man.
Can't beat that with a stick. Yeah.
Absolutely. That just goes to show, though, like the popularity already of what that game is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So
Yeah.
what's new tonight? What are you talking about, boss?
Well, first off, I got to let you know Ben won't be here. For those that don't know anyway, Ben won't be here. He had, 105 fever. They had to rush him up to the hospital.
Damn.
Yeah, it is what it is. And then, so he's trying to text me. He's like, "Do you really want to do this show?" I'm like, "Dude, I got it. I've been doing this for a long time. It's not a big deal."
We told him not to eat at Steak and Shake.
I know.
It's never a good idea when you're on the road, man. Never.
And then he contacted the guest we were supposed to have. Apparently they and all of their whole family got the same kind of flu that he got.
Oh man, they can keep it.
Yeah, really.
I mean, I feel bad for them, but they can keep it. So
yes. So I just figured I'd let everybody know what's going on. I will take names down, and for those that do the comments for next week. No, we'll talk then. That was Jacob.
Gotcha.
He's the middle kid. Yeah.
Yeah. You got 5, so.
What's that?
You got 5, right? So you got really technically 3 middle kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Really. So yeah, I just figured we'd come on and see how everybody's doing. I got a couple of questions I would like to ask, but give a little bit for everybody to get in. So tell me what you've been up to lately.
It's been cold. So we've had a weird weather snap up here. New York State duck season just ended. Oh, I don't even remember what date. I want to say, I don't know. It ended right before Christmas, the weekend before Christmas. So that was our last hurrah there. That was my last day out for ducks, and geese ended then too. We do have a snow goose season that runs all the way through April, but we haven't seen snow goose in my area in, at least 6, 7, 8 years. It's been a long time. So they're out western part of the state, up north. We've talked about maybe throwing a hunt together for that. But this last week was weird, man. I mean, Thursday, I think it was Thursday. Yeah. It was 62 degrees. And then at noon, it went from 62 to 13.
Yep.
I mean, it just dropped, and it was a downpour here. I was literally doing all my farm chores in my waders and rain jacket like I was going duck hunting, just so I didn't get soaked and then get froze. And it's just stayed steady cold. Everything hunting-wise, pretty much other than some small game stuff, is shut down up here. But it just opened back up today for muzzleloader season. We have what they call the holiday hunt. So that runs from now till the 1st. Didn't get a chance to get out today. I had to do some work. It's tomorrow I'm working. But Friday afternoon, me and my father-in-law are going to go out. Saturday, me and my good friend Joey, who's been duck hunting with me, he's going to go out. And then possibly Sunday, either me and Joey or me and my buddy Paul. So
Nice.
and that'll kind of round out my hunting season for the year, anyways.
Really?
Yeah, for the end of it, and then might do some squirrel hunting, some coyotes, stuff like that as after.
Mhm.
But that's pretty much it right now, man. How about you?
I would say we have second archery season coming in January, and muzzleloader about the same time, and then so I'm probably going to go out for those.
Nice.
Yeah. Then we have squirrel, and then
Yeah.
until spring gobbler,
Yeah,
I'll probably do mostly small game stuff until then.
yeah. I don't blame you. That sounds
Now-
like a good plan.
Here's something I wanted to ask.
Yep.
Our deer season ends like December 14th. It's 2 weeks. That's what we
Okay.
have for rifle. And of course, we can't do Sundays. If it were up to you, would you save a tag for muzzleloader kind of season, or would you just fill a freezer and get it done?
I guess that depends. Because how do your guys' tags work? First of all, like when you go to buy your tags, how does that work?
You get your regular buck tag, right? And they
Yeah.
said that the buck tag becomes a doe tag for muzzleloader, but
It
not
becomes
for not
in
for
New York, it
second
becomes-
archery.
I wonder why that is.
That's what I was wondering. Why is the archery different from the muzzleloader part? Because they're about the same time. From what I remember, I don't have the exact dates on me.
So here in New York State, what happens is, so I always buy all three: archery, muzzleloader, and regular season. My brother and father, they don't have muzzleloaders. They don't like the aftercare of muzzleloaders, anything like
Yeah.
that. So they opt out of muzzleloader, and I've been trying for years to tell them just to buy the tag.
Mhm.
Because if they don't fill their buck tag during rifle season, it gets flip-flopped into an either sex tag. So they're allowed to take antlerless or an antlered deer. Here in New York State, though, your muzzleloader and your archery are on the same tag. You just get two of them.
Hmm.
So you can take both of your deer in the first archery season, but then you're out muzzleloader season unless you don't fill your buck tag for
Yeah.
regular season. So essentially, every year I get 5 tags, and the reason being is because I get an archery tag, which is archery muzzleloader, which is they have one tag that's antlerless, they have one that's either or, and then we have our regular season buck tag. Then I also put in for 2 doe permits for different locations that I hunt, and usually every year I get those doe permits because they're so overpopulated with does.
Yeah.
So you can take your either or during archery, and you could take a doe in the same day. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but then you're out muzzleloader unless you fill or don't fill your buck tag.
Yeah.
Personally, it really depends on time for me, whether or not I'm going to save a tag or if I'm just going to plow through it and I'm able to cut them up, process them, get them in the freezer.
Mhm.
Honestly, since I've been on the ag permit deal with a few of these produce farms, I've become a trophy hunter during the regular seasons. Like, no, I really have. Except for probably muzzleloader and maybe definitely archery. Like I pass small stuff during archery the entire time. And then unfortunately this year I made the mistake with what I thought was a doe permit and shot that spike buck. But that being stated, like I would have never done that knowing that that was a spike horn. Like I would have never done it to fill my buck tag intentionally. So I don't know. I can't say as I would wait or hold a tag, because if you hold a tag, you might, if you have the opportunity, I say fill the tag.
Okay.
Because if you hold your tag, you might not get the opportunity. Is the way I look at it. If you're not hurting for meat, if you're not hurting to fill the freezer or hang
And
a
you
trophy,
prefer?
yeah, Yeah, and you prefer to hold out and want to hunt muzzleloader. I personally love muzzleloaders. Like I've been a muzzleloader junkie ever since I picked up my first Hawkins. And
Okay.
like I love flintlocks, I love percussion caps, I love dog locks, I love inlines, I love all of them. They're cool as hell, man. They're my favorite. Just for the ease of hunting with other people, I tend to run my inlines with a scope on, things like that. But if I've already filled almost all my tags but one, I'm probably gonna actually take out either my flintlock or my percussion cap. I know you guys have a flintlock season down there, which is pretty awesome. I wish they would do that here in New York and give us another week or so. I think that would be incredible. But it's just one of those deals where I just love muzzleloaders. So I enjoy having that last tag, at least one tag to fill. And if I don't fill it, I don't fill it. Okay. Whatever. That's the way I look at it. So
I was actually trying to get the doe tags for down here this season. Here, the first because they do it in 3 rounds here. So
they give you preference points, right?
No.
No.
It's just you send your money into the county treasurer, and if you get it, you get it.
Okay.
So yeah, I send it, and I guess the mail delivered it a day early, and that one got rejected. So I didn't get the first one. I got the second one, and then the third one they ran out. So I didn't get any. I only got one.
That's interesting because our zones here in New York State for doe permits, it's by zone and it's based off of traffic accidents from what I understand. So basically, and I believe crop damage. So they base it off the red tags that didn't get filled that were handed out to the farmers in certain areas and traffic accidents. And so I always put it in. I kind of have like random buddies all over the state. And I have lots of permission just because of my work to go hunt different places. And I know a lot of the public spots. So I always put in for like where my parents are, which rarely do they hand out doe tags out there. I think part of that is it's so rural that there's no actual accidents being reported. The people just throw them in trucks and take them home. You know what I mean? And rarely do you get a doe tag for out there. But I have a friend who lives out by Caroga Lake, and they give doe permits out there like they're Pez candy. It's like trick-or-treating in Halloween. So even if I don't get one where my parents are, I always get 2 for out there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. So I always at least have the doe permits if I need them to go out there. Out there, it's like literally shooting fish in a barrel. There's so many deer everywhere. You can literally sit on the edge of a field for half an hour until your doe tags. So
I just checked here. So the second archery starts today, December 26th, and goes to January 16th. And muzzleloader, the flintlock, actually goes in 4C, which is where I am, December 26th today to January 16th. So they're the same time.
Yeah, so I imagine your tag is probably interchangeable. I would imagine, because it doesn't make sense that they would allow that for the muzzleloader and not for the archery. I don't know why that would be. Because like if we don't fill our archery tags here because they say muzzleloader/archery on them, both of those tags go straight to muzzleloader season. You can't use them because our late archery runs with muzzleloader. So it's the same as like what you've got going on now. That's what we've got going on here. So they just transfer to muzzleloader season. Or what I don't hunt late archery. So I hunt early archery, then I go into regular season, then I go into muzzleloader. And muzzleloader is kind of like my end all be all for deer season for me. So I always consider the tail end of the season muzzleloader season because we don't have an early muzzleloader. I know some states do, like Massachusetts has an early muzzleloader, things like that. But it's just kind of a neat deal that they allow you to transfer your tag over. I think that's nice of them. So
yeah, they don't do a lot for it.
No.
Like I said, no Sunday hunts here, and
that's brutal.
Yeah.
That's just brutal.
I mean, for somebody like me, I'll be honest with you, I teach, but I teach from home.
Yeah.
So I mean, once my classes are over, I can, or even before they start, I
Yeah, you can
can
get out.
jump right in. Yeah, if I don't
Yeah.
have them one day, okay, I got a day. But for guys like, well, like Ben and all the rest of them down here, it's they're working 40 a week in there, and
Yeah,
until they get out, it's dark at 4 o'clock, and then
exactly.
they, then they have one day on a Saturday. You know?
Yep. I mean, that's just not cool. I mean, a lot of the deer I've harvested have been on a Sunday. Like, truly, I probably should be sitting in a church pew, but
Well,
instead I'm sitting in a tree stand,
yeah,
But
yeah, we get our religion wherever we can.
that's exactly it.
So yeah. I mean, that's honestly, I've had a couple of decent deals offered on a muzzleloader, but
Yeah.
I don't think, again, with my lack of understanding of them, and I fully admit it, I would get anything but an inline, just for my first to start with, because I heard they're the easiest to use at first.
I mean, they make the brake action inlines these days.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like a CVA Wolf, a CVA Optima, Thompson Center Impact, Thompson Center Encore, firearms like that are brake action are hands down the simplest to use, and they're still considered an inline brake action because the breech plug is in line with the barrel and the projectile. What you want to stay away from is like, and they're great guns, great firearms. Like Knight Arms makes an inline. It's a bolt action style.
Okay.
They are a pain to take apart and clean. They are hands down the most accurate inlines you will ever purchase in your life. So if you want one eventually, start small and work your way up to that. I have one. I love it. It's a hell of a shooter. I use the other ones most of the time unless I'm truly dedicating a weekend to muzzleloader hunting and I'm going to harvest something.
Right.
Just because it's such a pain to break down and take apart. And some guys might crucify me for that. And they're like, oh, the Knight guys truly swear by the Knights. The Remington 700, I had one. They make a 700 muzzleloader. Super cool firearm. You want to talk about a nightmare to take apart? You need a whole mechanics set to take that damn thing apart. And then to clean it's 10 times worse. So if you were going to buy a muzzleloader just to get into it and start, flintlocks, I would stay away from them if you can, because again, they're so temperamental. So if you're thinking about taking on your flintlock stuff, go to a guy who is proficient at flintlock firearms. Like go hang out with him for a week if you can. Learn everything you can about flintlocks. The powders to use, the way to clean them, how to nap flint to get it right. I mean, just you have to go hang with those guys. But I would definitely recommend a CVA Wolf. They're the cheapest bang for your buck, and they're super simple to run. I mean, a one-armed monkey could do it with an eye patch on. I mean, no, seriously. The breech plugs are super easy to take out and put back in. They're super accurate when you put a low-end scope on them or a high-end scope. Just a great muzzle loader, and they're user-friendly,
Okay.
So if you were going to buy one, that's the route I'd go.
Nice. Yeah, I went, speaking of going out, and you were talking about I saw actually pictures of Buffalo where they had just icicles all over the house, like flash frozen almost.
Yeah, Buffalo can keep that crap.
Yeah.
It was bad here because it downpoured. Dude, the trees were frozen solid. There was a half-inch ice on all the trees out here. But that kind of saved us because we had 35, 40-mile-an-hour winds. They were frozen solid, so they didn't move. But, like, seriously.
Well, I know that Thursday, again, I wasn't expecting anything. And was it? Yeah, my Uncle Randy and I, we went out. And we were just going for squirrels. We pull into the parking lot. There are a couple of squirrels run, right? Only ones we saw because almost the instant we get out, it starts.
Yeah, they were running into their homes.
Yep. It blizzard snowed. We had like a half-inch of snow on the hats in like a few seconds. We still walked the whole way. We found a lot of nests, but I don't shoot the nests.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of against that myself.
Yeah. and so we just, I found a good couple of spots where I'd like to go for archery.
Good.
But summer. I never was back there, so we just when we walked, I was like, hey, there's pretty cool spots. But yeah, those are the only two we saw that whole trip. So, but we got a good walk out of it. We got some, walking in the snow. But it came, like you said, it was 1 second. It's not too bad out. The next second, you're covered.
Exactly. It was the weirdest thing ever, and it switched from a downpour for us to sleet to snow within 35 minutes.
Yep.
I mean, just bing, bang, boom, temp dropped, hands were freezing. I mean, it was just brutally cold all of a sudden. And then, my brother, he works for the state, so he was out salting and sanding and stuff with the big league. But I didn't see a single town truck or a state truck when I was driving around that morning. And I was thinking to myself, man, you need to be out there salting the hell out of this thing or else you're going to be in trouble. And they were. There was accidents everywhere.
Yep.
So.
Speaking of Juliet, she made me this for Christmas.
Nice.
The BSO hat on it. Yeah.
I dig it. That's funny.
She drew it up. So I thought I'd hang it here for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So how was Christmas? I'm sure it was chaos at your house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it takes about 3.5 hours.
Oh.
The wife is OCD and has to number everything. Like you don't get gift. You have to get gift number 1 first till.
Oh my gosh!
It is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you. No. We got a couple of gifts for each other, and that was pretty much it.
Yep. Yeah.
I bought a ton of random hunting gear before Christmas. I'm the worst person in the world to buy for. Mm-hmm. Mainly because with my job, I drive around all over the place, and sometimes I have time to kill. So that means I stop at gun shops, sporting goods shop, knife stores, whatever. And if I see something that I want or I need, it just gets bought.
Yep.
So I'm really, really hard to buy for. And I really don't want people buying for me anyways. Like, I'd rather you get me, like, if you're going to get us something, get us a couple's gift of, like, a nice dinner out somewhere or something like that. And so I got some cool seats for my boat. And what else?
Nice.
She got me a custom Yeti mug and stuff. So real nice stuff, It was a good time. It was quiet, and I liked it that way.
That's always a good way.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was looking at that Walther Patriot that they have. Yep. It's a 9. Oh, that's one I would like to. I'm gonna save up and grab one of them.
There you go. You might as well before you can't.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
I mean, especially here in New York, we can't do anything.
They banned it. They banned it all in Canada, right? You can't handguns.
Yeah.
A lot of guns were banned.
I want to say it's like all the pistol calibers, even in the rifles, right? Like that's how that went. And then there's a big law case going on that's going to the Supreme Court in Oregon right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's a total mess. I mean Portland is really screwing over Oregon pretty hard out there.
Yeah.
The way New York City screws over upstate, like.
Yep.
It's just really bad. And Philly and down there in PA, I mean. That's hurting you guys too, Pittsburgh. The whole that it's bad.
It's all special. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. So I don't know.
Yeah, they were talking about banning semi-automatic things, and I'm like, that's pretty much every gun.
They've already done that here in New York.
Really?
Yeah, that just passed. Oh gosh, September 9th or something like that. So rifles. Handguns, rifles, and handguns. Yeah. So the shotguns we're still allowed to buy in autoloaders, but we're not allowed to purchase, your AR. They're trying to get rid of the AR style, the PC carbine 9s, the PC carbine 40s, the M14s, the M1 Grands, things like that. Anything that you would buy, a Ruger Mini 14, anything that you would buy semi-automatic. So that included the Browning BAR. That included a bunch of different ones. The Remington 7600s, 7400s, things like that, if you already own them, you're grandfathered in.
Right.
So now supposedly they're basically running it like a concealed carry pistol permit that you have to go and take a course, a safety course, this, that, and the other, and they'll give you a special license that you can purchase a semi-automatic rifle.
Did you just walk in with the U.S. Constitution? Here's my license.
I don't think it works like that because even the FFL dealers are having to get a special New York State license to sell them.
That's
I
insane.
mean, by all rights, yes, you should be able to walk in with a copy of the Constitution with your name signed on the bottom of it.
Yep.
Yeah, here's my John Hancock, and slide it across the desk, but I don't think it's working like that.
Mm-mm-mm.
What I was told is if you have any sort of like a misdemeanor or, well, I mean, they ask you on a background check, misdemeanors, felonies, things like that. Are you a fugitive of the law, legal alien, yada, yada, yada. But that being stated, I was told that if you are married and are married for less than 10 years, they're going to do a video chat interview with your spouse.
Holy mackerel.
Along with your references that you have to have, which is 5 of them. They do a video chat with your references too, from what I understand. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but I've heard that from 3 different sources. So wow. I don't know how that's even going to go. I mean, everything I have semi-automatic is already grandfathered in, but
yeah,
it's just a mess.
I don't even like 5 people.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, it's just one of those deals where, like, if your wife's pissed at you that day, watch out, because you ain't gonna get nothing.
Yeah, I don't want you to buy any new guns. So
well, that's it. That my wife will testify against me just for that crap. She'll be like, he doesn't need another one. We got a house full of them. Don't give him that license. So that's the truth too.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, she's a keeper because the other day I got looking at a couple different firearms, right?
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, I think I'm going to sell these 2 shotguns to buy this other one. And she says to me, well, why would you sell the other ones? Why don't you just save up some money and buy the other one? And I was like, whoo-hoo, I put a ring on the right one. Man, we're doing good.
You got lucky there.
Exactly. So she knew that I was pretty upset with a couple gun jams that I had this year. Yeah. And I'm switching up the whole game next year for waterfowl season. I'm going to run an over-under double barrel rather than a pump action or an auto loader. So that's just because I'm really rough on shotguns. And I'm extremely rough on shotguns. They go in the water. They get used as decoy poles. I mean,
oh my God.
Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea. I beat the living crap out of them. They go in the bottom of the boat, in the bottom of the jet sled. They get thrown around. So what happened on my last hunt, literally my gun action was froze, like with ice.
Mm-hmm.
That had gotten dipped in the water when I was putting out motion decoys. And I got my first shot off, shot a beautiful triple curl, and the pump would not work at all.
Yeah.
Action literally had about a half-inch worth of ice on it. I had to literally smash it. Like, we shouldn't even be saying this because of safe gun practices, but with the safety on, I had to bump that thing off a freaking log, holding the pump action, and it finally broke free. But yeah, kids, don't do that at home.
Yeah, definitely not.
Definitely don't do that at home.
No,
so it worked.
So what you're saying, it was a little cold that day?
Oh, it was only like 7.
That's pretty warm yet. You could go out in shorts.
I just love breaking ice in the duck hole and having to send it downriver.
Yeah.
Literally, we've been breaking ice the last 3-4 duck hunts to get the ice out of there so the ducks will come land in the holes. So it's been pretty cool though. I'm down with it.
Now, aside from muzzleloader, you go spring gobbler.
Do you have that? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Now,
go ahead.
I'm not a fisherman. I don't care for fishing. It's not what I do. Do you go?
I do. We ice fish up. We ice fish. So my father's from Minnesota, so it's in my blood.
Yeah, he's got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's Mr. Ice Fisherman, and it's so funny because he was like in Minnesota. I guess like back in the day, they didn't use jigging rods. It was like set up as many tip ups as you can that were legal and rock and roll. I
Mhm.
am the exact opposite. I have like all the electronics to find the fish. I have everything known to man, underwater cameras, just because it really sucks to sit out in the freezing freaking cold on a pail trying to find a fish on an entire lake, and you can only drop your line in that one hole. So I got to the point where I was like, all right, I'm buying sonar units and I'm buying this and buying that. So we have a shanty, we have a heater. Like you can ice
Nice.
fish in a t-shirt in there. Like it's fun. You know. My wife really enjoys it too.
Yeah.
So oh yeah, she outfishes the hell out of me all the time. She goes, I might not catch the most fish, but I catch the biggest ones. And I told her it's true because I'm 280 pounds. So
Yeah, I don't think. No, I think I went ice fishing once. Me and Ben, we did that. We got in trouble, of course, because that's what we do. But we were pulling them out, and then they were flopping around, and we're like, screw this. Poof. So we put one in them with a 22.
yeah, don't do that.
They got mad.
Yeah, oh yeah.
They don't like that. Theoretically, somebody did that. Let's put it.
Yeah, oh yeah. I used to have a friend years ago that he worked till 5 o'clock, and we had nothing better to do every night than go ice fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And one year we caught, I want to say close to 900.
Holy.
Between the two of us ice fishing 3 different lakes. And that's all we did every night. We would literally ice fish from 6 o'clock at night till about 2 in the morning.
Wow.
And we would just ice fish, and it never stopped. And then when we weren't ice fishing, we were killing coyotes. I mean, the two of us just ran like freaking Thelma and Louise, Jesse the Kid, and whoever the hell his sidekick was. Stuff like we were all over the place just doing that, having a grand old time. But yeah, I'm hoping to do a little bit of ice fishing. Even if we don't get a lot done, it'll be cool. My wife is pretty pumped about getting out on the river and doing some fishing once everything's thawed out and warm. So especially with the purchase of the new boat.
Yeah.
So she's pretty pumped about that. And then basically waiting around until we start seeing some gobblers,
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it.
Now, what you brought up is something I was going to ask you about next. Going predator hunts. Now that's my next thing is small game in the day, then do predator hunts at night. But we got the lights and everything to set up. I guess you heard Ben talking about his new setup that he just got.
Yeah, he got a thermal deal, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. He's spending the big bucks.
Yeah, I know, right? I just got the light, so I mean, I'm the 6.5 and the light. That's all I got.
Let me tell you something. I've killed more with a light than any of these guys have killed with any of the other stuff.
Yeah,
it's so true. And I don't know which light you have. I've got. I'm not sure. No, it's sitting in my truck. It's not even over there. I've got one of the red lights. You can swap it out for red or green. Ultra on your scope. A lot of these guys are going to thermal. A lot of the guys are going to night vision. That's cool, but the light was $300, and I've probably harvested more coyotes than all of them combined. And it's just what we did. I'm not bragging. It's just what we did. Like, we had a blast, and at that point in time, other than the U.S. military, nobody had thermal. Nobody had night vision. Like, we were kids, 16 to 19, just blasting the hell out of coyotes every night.
Yeah.
And the one thing about like predator hunting is, know the wind, know where they're going to come from, and make sure that you have good visibility to see and know what your backdrop is. Yeah. Like, because you're shooting something that's pretty flat shooter, shoots pretty far. You're shooting a 6.5. I always ran a 22-250. And we harvested a lot of them. I want to say Jake used a 204. He either used a 220 Swift or a 204 Ruger. And we had the same setup all the time. And we would just drive around we had a lot of dairy farms and a lot of people we know. So we'd
Mhm.
roll up and go, hey, listen, you guys mind if we kill some coyotes? And they go, no, take them all out. We're calving. They're near the barns anyways. Get rid of them. And that's what we'd do. We'd drive around at night, hit them with a howl. If anything answered back, we'd set up and kill them.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, the first time we went out, I didn't have a gun. I didn't have any kind of a setup for it. So I just went along for the experience. And then the next time is when I got the light, and I didn't know any better, and so I had the green light on.
Yep.
And they said, whatever you do, don't do that again, because we got surrounded. We heard them all around us.
Yeah.
And I told Ben, I'm hearing them here all the time when I just come out regular hunt. So we went there. As soon as we stepped into that field, he turned that call on. You heard him howling. You heard him coming from all sides. And then I had the green light. He had the red. And then they were gone. So I guess they said the green light is no good unless it's only on a full moon, they said.
I mean, the thing has always been red light, red light, red light, red light.
Mhm.
We used to always laugh. When we killed a pile of them in one night, we'd say, well, they were in the red light district tonight. And and it was true, I've killed them with the green light on before,
Yeah.
but I don't think, but that was like a single dog coming in. It wasn't like a whole pack of them. I don't know if it really would have changed any different. We kind of knew where they were coming from, and we just boom, click the lights on, shine to them, and shoot.
Nice.
So red light is definitely the way to go, in my opinion, on that, especially because I believe the green light on the snow does have a weird reflection to it.
That might have been it.
And that could be the deal. I don't know if that's true or not. It's just like saying deer are colorblind. How the hell do we know? We don't really know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't even know you were colorblind if nobody told you. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So, but yeah, I mean, I think your lights come with a red and a green. So
Yeah.
slap the red in there and run it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the same thing like you were just saying. They tell you that deer can only see blue and yellow, I think, are the main colors they can see. I don't know how they know, but it's because I've seen how many people, again, when I was younger, we didn't have scent lock, full camo covering, everything. You went out with a checkered
Woolrich jacket.
Yeah,
a Woolrich jacket. I still have mine.
Mm-hmm.
I still have mine. And you know how many deer I've killed in that thing? A lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. I don't even know how many. I lost count. My uncle killed a ton of them before me. I mean, the camo deal is such a crock. But the beauty of the wool is the scent principle of that. You can stand in a full wool suit next to the smokiest tire fire. I mean, literally, you could burn down a Dunkin' Donuts store with 10 cars in it and walk away, and 15 minutes later, you will not smell a thing. That is the beauty of wool. So all those Woolrich things, I mean, the old school hunters that put on drives and spot and stalks and things like that, they're all wearing Woolrich.
Yep.
The stand hunters are the guys wearing the Sitka and the high heavyweight stuff. The rest of the guys are wearing Woolrich stuff. But how the hell do they know that deer can only see blue? You know how many rednecks kill deer in a freaking pair of blue jeans with a yellow freaking shirt on?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't know any better. I don't believe any of it. I do believe they can smell you.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah.
They can definitely smell you.
Same thing with don't call when they're coming in, because they can some reason with the way the ears are, they can pinpoint where that call is coming from, because I've had them look right up at me. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They can pick the motion, no doubt. They can hear you and they can smell you.
Yeah. And so the don't call when coming in thing, just a quick pointer on that. And I've had it work for me. I've had a buck, actually 2 bucks that I can think of, that were kind of coming my direction and then quit me.
Mm-hmm.
And, you go from that aggressive grunt or rattle or whatever you're doing, and you just give them like a low grunt kind of off. The easiest way to get a big buck that's by himself, that's not super aggressive, to quit and run, is to snort wheeze at him. Like
Yeah.
if you've got one that's super aggressive, he'll come running to you. But if you've got a giant that looks like, he might be kind of leery of what's going on, the minute you snort wheeze at him, I guarantee you he's going to blow and run. And how it was told to me when I was a kid, and it takes a lot of blowing up big bucks and having them run out on you, is that he didn't get that big by getting his ass kicked every day.
Yeah.
And that's the truth, because most big bucks get big by being shy for the first 5 or 6 years of their life, like true giants, And then after that, once they're the biggest, baddest deer in the woods, then they're okay with tearing other bucks up. But they really don't want to fight. They kind of keep to themselves. They don't want to get tore up. They don't want to beat up on other deer. They want to breed those, eat, drink, go to sleep. That's what they want. So your 3.5 to 5 year old bucks that look like they're ready to tear up, it's WrestleMania, and they're tearing up yards of corn and then raking a tree and then busting up some other stuff and throwing a spike one on the ground and giving them a double suplex. That one you can snort wheeze to, and he's coming to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, soft, low grunts. So I've had 2 bucks that I can think of off the top of my head that were coming to me. These were archery deer, because if they're rifle deer, I would have dropped them in their tracks the minute I saw them. One of those bucks I harvested, the other I did not. And I just hit them with a low grunt, and you watch that ear spin, as they're headed away, and they kick that ear, and they actually circled back and came back to me just to check it out. They were leery, but they checked it out. One of those bucks I never had a shot on. The other one stepped in front of me, and I stuffed an arrow in him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've tried the tending grunt and all that, they're real quick, rapid fire kind. Yep. The soft ones because you think you hear something around, so you give it real soft so it forces them to really think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been all kinds of different ones.
Yeah. You have to, I think you truly have to find,
hey, yo.
How's it going, man?
What's up? Merry Christmas, my boyos. What up? What up?
Merry Christmas.
Just keeping it busy.
That's it. I think you also have to find breeding areas for bucks too. So like, bucks aren't going to be tending anything until they're actually ready to breed. So like, I know guys that'll Hail Mary tending grunts on the first opening weekend of archery, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I won't even grunt at a deer. I'll do a doe grunt, or whatever. The doe grunts are more likely, or a fawn bleat will more likely get the attention of a deer to come take a look and see what's going on, rather than grunting like a buck for at least the first 2-3 weeks of archery.
I just wave at them when they walk by.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that.
I do.
Flash your lights and honk the horn.
No, when they walk by the house, dude.
There you go.
This is the right hand of God. It was not this year, but the year before when I got the crossbow. Okay, swear to God, this happened. I was out for squirrel because I didn't have anything for archery, and I'm sitting there. I sent this video to Ben. It's one of our oldest videos. But I'm sitting there, and don't these two, one's like a 6, one's an 8, just come walking up. Then they turn around and they start walking like right in front of me. I'm standing up. I'm looking at Ben in the video. I'm like, dude, do you see this? And I'm showing everything. And I'm like, and I'm waving. I'm like, hey, dear, how you doing? Hey, guys. They just look over at you. Just keep riding. If I had that day, I walked out of the woods, went down to Cabela's.
There she is. Yep. That's funny.
Yeah. And then we had one where
the kids just like yell at them. It's like they're walking across the street and the kids will go out in the yard, hey, chase them all away and shit. But, I mean, Chris, they're all over the place here, man.
Yeah, they're crazy.
It's
crazy.
Then
there was one where, I don't know if you ever had this, and what do you do in this kind of situation where I'm a ground hunter, okay? So I'm sitting and I'm tucked in and like nothing's going to see me. And I have one literally walking right behind me. What do you do?
Wait till he passes you.
That was the hardest thing because I did, and then when he went up into the real thick stuff, where like if I had shot the arrow into there, it was all real thin trees, like one right after, and there was no way of. But that one, because my uncle Randy again was with me, and I'm like, "We're son of a," because you heard him grunting right behind us, you heard him walking up in, and I'm like, "Okay, now we're turning," and then there was nothing to do.
Yeah, opener of rifle season probably 4 years ago. And other than the spike horn this year, this was the last small buck I had taken. So I put a tarsal drag on. So I don't know if you saw in my video or not about cutting the tarsals off when I was doing the processing.
Mm-hmm.
So I cut all those tarsals off and I vacuum seal them and I stick them in the freezer one at a time. And you can pull them out and create a sandwich, right? So I'm on public property, and I'm headed out through, and I just got a bale and twine with a tarsal tied to my boot, and I'm going through the woods, and I get to this it's like a big shelf, almost like a plateau off the side of the mountain, this shelf, and I'm sitting up there, and I had seen 3 does going in, and I'd never seen this little buck. This little buck followed my tarsal gland all the way to me. And when he finally got to me, he was within 15 feet of me, right? I'm just sitting there, and I'm watching him, and he was this weird little forky 5-point, and I'll send you the pictures of what I made out of his antlers. Well, so as I'm sitting there, I look at him, I said, "Hey," and I figured he'd spook and run. He didn't. He grabbed ground and charged me.
Holy crap.
As I was getting up, I couldn't get to my feet fast enough. I tripped over the tarsal rope. I'm down behind a pine tree, right? And he's hitting the back side of the pine tree, and we're doing the Mexican dance. We got like a fighting bull around this little tree, like a pinwheel. It looks so stupid. I can only imagine if there was 10 people there watching, they would have been betting on who was going to win. And finally, after 15, 20 minutes of this, I had made it to 2 other trees while he stopped, and then he kept coming back. And I cut the tarsal gland free, and he still came after me because I was the motion.
Mm-hmm.
He just wanted to fight. And eventually, I just couldn't get away from him. I was like, this is getting to be ridiculous. And I was hoping he'd spook, and he just never did. And every time I'd move, he'd come right back. So I filled my buck tag on this 5-point with a gun barrel literally in the hair on his chest.
Wow.
And I hit him. He didn't even know what hit him. He did almost a half a backflip, ran down the hill 30 yards, and crashed.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even have to gut that deer because I hit him right square in the chest, and it blew right out the backside, and everything laid there on the ground. And just pure adrenaline had him running 30 yards, or 30 feet, however long he went. It wasn't very far,
Yeah.
And I made a fire poker set, a hand forged fire poker set for my brother for Christmas that year, and I used the horns as a handles.
Nice.
So it came out pretty cool. But I had no intentions of killing that little guy. I just didn't. But he wasn't a huge deer, but he was hell bent on trying to stick an antler in me if he got the chance to.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. But you got a good story out of it.
Yeah, it was a cool,
memorable.
It was cool and scary all in the same. And I want to say scary. I probably weighed double what the damn deer did. But but literally, what do? You don't want to shoot him.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he's not going to leave you alone. And I was more nervous that, out of the woods, he'd come out of, a B-42 and hit me from behind or something at some point and me not even realize it.
Yeah.
So
I've seen those videos.
Yeah. They walk right up to you. That's the only experience I've ever really had with one charging me. But it was enough to be – if that was an 8-point or a 10-point, well, first off, he wouldn't have got the chance to charge me. But if he had, just imagine one getting a tine in you or something.
Yeah.
You'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the only thing I've ever had actually coming at us was coyotes.
Yeah.
And one was during deer season when I hit I say I hit the 6. Ben says I missed it with the crossbow.
Yeah.
But when we were out looking for it, we got chased and surrounded again by the coyotes. You heard them howling. They were right. And I didn't have my pistol on me. Ben had the judge, one of those.
Yeah.
But that's when we left, and that's okay, that's where we're going for coyotes. Then we came back there during, and we did that, and then that's when I had the green light, and that whole story blended together.
Yeah.
The only other thing I ever had was squirrels come and sit right next to you.
Oh yeah.
I hate that sons of.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God, they're on my nemesis is freaking squirrels. I can't find them. I can't kill them. But we saw them in the parking lot, didn't we? Yes, we did. The little furry. That's what they got. CBs or some shit going on them.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. No, I've had birds during turkey season land on the tip of my gun barrel, which is a pretty cool experience. Actually, when we were duck hunting the other day, I got up. I had to use God's facility there for a hot second. I'm standing there, and as I'm standing there, this bird almost smacks me in the face. And my buddy Tyler didn't realize I had stood up to take a pee, and he goes, "What are you doing?" And he looks just as that bird, and it actually grazed the edge of my hoodie sweatshirt with us. He goes, "Dude, he actually just hit your sweatshirt." He goes, 2 inches over, and you lost your left eye. we were dying, but yeah, no, it's really cool to watch Mother Nature do what she does. But
yep.
You know, I've seen videos of guys having rattlesnakes down south crawl over their boots while they're turkey hunting and stuff. They can keep that.
Yep.
Good. I know our rattlesnake guy was on, and he loves those things.
Yeah.
And I think they're fascinating in his state.
Yeah, so I was going to say the same thing. They're nice over there.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the worst is having one between you and where you're going.
Oh, absolutely.
But I can tell you what you do. You take your shirt off and you throw it over that bastard and you jump.
Really?
You jump right over him when he's striking at your shirt. You go past him. You know, you just give him the shirt, dude. It's like give him something.
I'm just gonna back up and leave.
Well, that's what I mean. If where you're going is on the other side of him, you know, I'm just saying. Sometimes you're in that situation, and it's like you give them something. You throw it off to the side of them. They go that way. You go that way. It's real simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Once we walked up the Appalachian Trail, we were fishing, and I was telling it during when the rattlesnake guy was there, and we walked up. It was clear. Turned around, not 10 feet behind us, a 6 foot rattler was right across the thing.
Oh yeah.
So we hit it with a big rock. We thought it was dead. Picked it up, put it in the tackle box. Well, here till we get to the car. It's rattling. It was, and when we opened up the tackle box, it jumps out at us. Oh, I mean, we killed it then, but yeah. So they are.
I'll just give it my shirt and keep going. Yeah. I ain't picking the motherfucker up or none of that.
They are a lot tougher than you think. No, I've had black snakes. I'll hold a black snake because they don't hurt you. And I've had like a 6 foot black snake wrap around my arm.
Well, I used to have a California king snake. I had a California king snake and a big bull snake. When Travis was little, he used to walk around with them things wrapped around him all the time. He didn't care.
Yeah. Now the thing that'll make me leave a stand quick is spiders.
Really?
Oh my God! If I see like
I'm not big on spiders.
The big wolf spiders or anything like that down here, I'm like, no, I'm out. I'll walk. Then I cannot.
So when I was a kid, we had this kid down the road from our house, and you know, I don't want to knock on the kid. But he was a little simple, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I'm putting that in a really nice way. This kid was dumb. I mean, so we used to go and he would catch the spiders out of our barn. And barn spiders will actually fight each other over a territory if it's too small to the death. Huh. Like whoever wins gets to keep the territory. So if you put them in a small enough aquarium together, just like betta fish, one of them's gonna win.
Yeah.
And like I know this sounds like the most redneck shit you've ever heard in your life, but we used to fight barn spiders. And we not that we'd take bets on them, but we'd, you know, bet which one was gonna win or whose spider was whose, and we would literally just keep feeding these things flies off the fly strips as little kids. You know, it sounds absolutely terrible now thinking about it. You know, but that's what we would do, and it was funny. And this kid would catch them with his bare hands, and he would get bit by these spiders all the time. And like one time, he had a rash and lost like a chunk of his hand. And I'm like,
"Holy Jesus!
All right, we should probably stop doing that."
Mm-hmm.
We convinced him to shoot a tractor trailer with an arrow once when we were children. So literally, the trailer had an arrow hanging out of it. I mean, we were kids.
Yeah.
Don't do this at home, children. Don't do this
Yeah.
at home.
Yeah, do not do this when you're just a big sexy comment. What the if you're up, Ben, get your ass back to bed.
Yeah,
105
right.
105 fever ain't nothing to mess around with.
Yeah, if you're not dead, don't be commenting, Ben.
Yeah. And if you are dead and commenting, we're gonna be making millions off of this. Thanks.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
We're about to go viral.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it is that hour mark.
All right.
If
Well,
you got 105 temperature, you put an ice pack on your chest, bro. Right now.
They took his ass up to the ER. He was in, but I know him. He'd be on his phone, sitting there with an IV, like going into
convulsing,
checking on. Yeah, I'm like, no, just relax. It's okay.
My daughter's video's at 3,000 views, and I'm dying.
Yeah, no, it's all right, man.
That'll be the best video I ever have. Is the one I die on.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. Well, do we want to talk about our raffle here?
Absolutely. Let's get that going.
All righty. So my thought on this, and you and me will get together tomorrow. I'll give you a phone call.
Yeah.
We're gonna do 100 spots on this. All right. $25 a man, and or $25 a spot. Buy as many spots as you want. I don't care what state you're in. We'll get it to an FFL dealer, and you can pick it up there. And so basically, we were going to do the turkey package to begin with.
Yep.
I think we'll get more interest in the turkey package closer to turkey season. So Field and Stream's going out of business up here. And I found, and now talking to some of the guys that, want to buy some spots and everything, they are in love with this shotgun. So I actually picked up, it's considered a Garrison, Turkish-made shotgun. It's an auto loader. I got it from Field and Stream. It's still right here, brand new in the box.
Nice. I'm trying to find your post on it.
Yep, we will go ahead and open this bad boy up here and show you what's inside. So I figure what we'll do is a random computer-generated draw once all the spots are filled. And we'll do like a PayPal, and I'll just PayPal you for the big sexy deal. So anybody who wants to buy a ticket from me or a spot, we're not going to do actual tickets. You'll get a spot. We'll post it on our Facebook page, different spots and everything. That is definitely not it.
That's not the one?
No.
Okay, then that was a different picture. My bad.
It's all good.
We'll figure it out then. Jesus, you see that? Did you see that picture of him quick?
What was it, Ben?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Do I even want to know?
He literally just sent it to me because we were making fun of him.
Yeah. Is he in
Not
bed?
making fun of him. Yeah, he's sitting there on a freaking ventilator and stuff. I don't want to show it because I don't want him to be if he'd be embarrassed by it. But
yeah, he's man. Oh man, that's not good.
He's looking pretty hurt. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I know what that feels like when I had COVID the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, back to the shotgun here. No, we're good. By the way, Ben's dying, but back to the shotgun.
Yeah, he'll be all right.
Oh God.
Hey, Ben would want you to do the show. You guys are going to stress him out if you don't cover everything he would have covered. So
that's what he just said. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I'd be the same way. I'd be sitting back there going, "Come on, you guys, you got to talk about this.
You got to talk about something."
Can you believe he's up watching?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I was
He's sleeping all day though.
Dude, my back hurt so bad yesterday that I couldn't sit in the chair, but I was still laying back there watching monitoring what was going on. I was like, I told Doc, I can't get up. I can't get up.
So he told me to share it. He said he doesn't care. Show it. And I'm like, all right, man. But yeah, thoughts and prayers and all that go out to this kid.
Oh man.
But yeah, they got him pretty toughed up in there. So
yeah, he's doing pretty rough. That's not good. Well, hopefully you feel better, Ben.
I hope that got that thing all jammed down his throat. I hope he just got it in his mouth because that really sucks.
Yeah, when they do the whole thing over. Yeah, all joking aside.
In there, it's when they from what I hear, it's when they pull it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's because your body's all adjusted to it being there by then, and then yank, and it's like, oh, and it plucks them up, you know. Yeah, I got a few friends that went through it, man, that survived the ventilator and the COVID and shit. A couple of them.
Yeah, I didn't end up going on a vent, but I was in the hospital for 4.5, 5 days. I mean, I crashed hard. I had to get on the remdesivir and get all the blood clot thinners that they stab you in the belly with, and get fluids and all the crap. It was not good. It was not good.
But yeah, so you have the shotgun ready to go.
So I have the shotgun here. It's in the box here. Can you guys see said box?
I'm gonna blow you up. Hold on. There you go. Solo layout.
All right, so here's the brand new box. I'm gonna actually go ahead and pull everything for you guys. So this shotgun is Turkish made, comes with a limited lifetime warranty. Talking to some of the waterfowl guys, and let me know if you guys can't see on there. So it's quite a beauty here, actually. And the cool thing about this shotgun is, in the barrel down here, there's no point in putting it all together and everything.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about this shotgun is it actually comes, if you look on the top there, with a pick rail on it, so you could put, a red dot or some sort of optic on it. Another beauty of this shotgun, and why the waterfowl guys love it, is less parts. It's an inertia driven shotgun. So what that means is the action is actually run off of the recoil, discharged by the shells, rather than gas port. So less parts, it can get dirty. You can run the living crap out of it and just keep running it.
Is it like a boat oar?
Yeah, literally just use the crap out of this shotgun, and supposedly it'll keep taking it from the guys that I've been talking to, and they're gonna buy some spots to try and win this. It comes with 5 choke tubes. As we know, us waterfowl guys rarely ever use, the stock factory choke tube. Sorry, guys, here. I'm trying to do this on my phone. But yeah, there's 4 of them. One's in the chamber. Comes with a full, improved, modified, improved cylinder, and then a cylinder choke tube wrench. Like I said, comes with a warranty. Comes with, just pretty much everything you need except for ammo and a sling to go out and start shooting. It's got a little fiber optic bead on the end of the barrel. It's red. Just a pretty cool shotgun. It retails for anywhere from, depending on your store, it retails anywhere from 5 to 6 something. Field and Stream is going out of business, so I got it for, I believe it was $440. I have the receipt somewhere. Right around $440 on sale, and supposedly it's just a super reliable shotgun, and you can beat the crap out of them. And the fact that it's inertia driven takes out some of the recoil, and it'll shoot up to a 3.5-inch shell, so the biggest ones they make.
Nice.
This will be your turkey goose gun, or whatever you decide to use it for if you win it.
Yeah.
I say we start on that tomorrow.
He's asking if that's SDS imports.
It's European imports, I believe.
Okay.
Is this Ben asking?
Yeah, he says, sorry, watching on TV, or I'd comment. I'm like, you should be sleeping.
It said it here. It's European American Armory Corp imports, is what it says on here. I guess it's kind of like the cheap hidden gem of the waterfowl world.
Yeah.
While the rest of these idiots are buying Benelli Super Black Eagles and Beretta A400s, the guys who are beating the crap out of stuff, such as myself, are buying these bad boys. So it said it somewhere else here. Maybe it was on the actual pamphlet.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyways.
Yeah, and you're starting that tomorrow? How can we get them?
We're going to start that tomorrow. I say what we do is you and I will design like a thing on Facebook, with 100 slots. The number doesn't mean anything, just your name. And we'll get 100 position or 100 spots sold on that. I say we run it into a PayPal deal for BSO, like set it aside for BSO, and then I say whatever we make on this deal. Once the 100 spots are sold, we'll do a live drawing on the podcast.
Yep.
And then that winner, I will leave my information and everything. They can get a hold of me, and we will get it set up so we can get this firearm to them.
Sounds good.
Or transferred wherever, if it's New York State, we can just go to an FFL and get it transferred. If it's a different state, then I will go and we will do all the paperwork and everything over the phone and get it shipped to a dealer
Mm-hmm.
to them.
All right. So we're doing 100 limited.
Yep. 100
Okay.
limited, $25 a spot. I already have 5 spots sold up here.
Good.
So I will, what I've been doing right now is I just take, like, if they give me cash, I just pull from my bank account and set it into a separate savings and everything. I know that's not the way to go about doing it. So I want to change that over to a PayPal to BSO as soon as possible.
Yeah.
That way there's no discrepancy. And I decided not to do ticket stubs mainly because I don't want people getting upset if, say, a family member of mine or somebody else happens to win this thing. My family's big outdoorsmen, so my father already bought 4 spots. My brother's going to buy 2 to 4. My uncles, I know, will all buy some. My friends will buy some. I have a lot of people who are willing to buy a spot for them. So by doing a computer-generated deal with their names on Facebook,
The wheel.
on the wheel, whatever, it just keeps it kosher and doesn't make me look like a total jerk off if one of them win. No,
Yeah,
seriously, 'cause
I've done drawings where we've written everybody's name on a piece of paper, put them in the hat, and let one of the kids yank out a name, and then poured all of them on the table and showed, look, everybody's in here. It's like,
exactly. But you always
that was
get
just to include the kids.
I'm not gonna buy again because so and so won it because it's your father or it's your
If
uncle.
most of the people involved are people they should all understand one of them could have been that guy.
Well, exactly. But we're opening it up to anybody. I mean, anybody who wants to buy in that can legally buy a firearm. Like if you have a felony and you're gonna have to, you can't
get somebody else to do it. Oh.
I mean, I don't care.
Legally, we cannot condone or.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah,
I know nothing.
Ben just said he Venmo'd for a spot.
Cool. So we'll get
I'm like
in there and
sitting there on the
on
Ben
the ventilator.
just bought a spot from his hospital bed.
Sitting there half dead. He's like, I can get a deal on a gun. I'm on.
Yeah, exactly.
Throws that thing out.
Yeah, because I'm the purchaser of this, I am not buying a spot. Just letting you guys all know, I don't feel like that's fair whatsoever at all. So, even if it's a random draw, if I was to win, I'd feel like the biggest dick on the face of the earth. So, and my wife would make me feel like an even bigger dick. So
we'll set up something where we can do 100 spots. You'll send me the names, how many spots they have. And then we'll put it all on the big, the Wheel of Sexy, and then we'll just hit spin on that night, and then it'll go. And whoever gets it, that's between them and God.
Exactly. And then that night when we pull, I'll leave my information so that they can get a hold of me, and I will, I'll post pictures, proof of packaging, get it shipped to you, the whole 9 yards, whatever we have to do. Yep. If it's anybody local to me. We'll go to an FFO, we'll get pictures with a handshake and then picking up their gun and we're good to go. So I'm pretty excited about this. I think it'll really go through pretty well. And anybody who wants a spot, basically, what I'll do is because my family's from like a pretty small town. So what I'll do is if they buy a spot, we'll get their name on there. As soon as we get their name on there, take a picture of it, send it to them, or get it printed so that they know that their name is in for the drawing. That way they have like a proof of confirmation.
Yeah. I'll keep a spreadsheet of all the names. Then when it comes time, I just copy and paste them into the Wheel of Sexy, and then this way they'll see all the names on the list. And
perfect. Because that way everybody knows, and we're good to go there. There's no papers that are involved where somebody's name got lost or fell out of the basket. You know, I want to make sure everybody's got a fair shot at it. Like I said, super cool gun. I'm excited to those who win it, and
yeah, I'll be excited to win that one. What?
So, I mean, you never know. You never know. So
that's just it.
Anybody and everybody who can legally purchase a firearm, you must be 18 years old. We're gonna just put that out there right now. If you're 16 and you're sending me stuff, have your dad send it. Like your dad, your mom, whoever can legally purchase a firearm. If you've been following Big Sexy and you are a youth and you want a spot for this and you have the money, get your parents involved. Okay.
Yeah.
And go from there, and they can be the legal purchaser of this firearm. But I think it'll make a super cool gun for somebody, whether they're waterfowl, upland birds, turkeys, squirrels, rabbits, whatever you guys want to do with it.
Yep.
And I can't wait for the torture test of whoever gets it.
I know. So, yeah. We definitely need it when you get it. We need a video of it in the field, you actually using it. And
absolutely, I want to see you golf teeing off on a crippled goose's head with it or something.
Yeah,
it's what we do. So,
all right,
guys.
I'm looking forward to that. We will get together tomorrow. We'll put the ad together or the post together, what we got to do, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, sounds great, guys.
I'm pretty excited.
Let's get them sold so we can get this game completely funded.
Yep.
And then whatever we got left over, we need to do a wild game dinner.
Damn right. I mean, yes, we do. I'm ready.
All right, guys.
All right.
Y'all have a great night. If you want to take it, get a hold of me, get a hold of Chris. We'll get her done.
All right. We'll see you guys in a while.
Chris,
hang on.
Hold on.
Yes.
Max wants to keep the Madness Gaming alive on Fridays.
Okay,
so he wants to run a game on those weeks when you can't. We want to still demo games.
Yeah.
But we want to have something on those weeks when you're not available. So he's going to run like a D&D game opposite of your tabletop demos.
Sounds good.
Cool. So we can keep the Madness Gaming show alive. I don't want it to die, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, brother.
All right.
Got some other things we got to talk about, but we can do that off the air. Yeah, I'm done.
All right. We'll see you in a while.
Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, guys.
Thanks.